Hello. I'd like to send out love and compassion to anybody watching this right now who is experiencing suffering. I would also like to send out gratitude to you and anybody watching right now who is getting something out of this time together. Thank you. Um, Please feel free to comment or ask any kind of question or something, even if you just want to check in and say, hey, that would be great. I would like that. I want to talk about something before I do my song. It's been a little while, and a lot of stuff has been going on. And I feel like the topic that's been in my head a lot lately, and actually it's been in my head for a while. It's the feeling of anger, and maybe how we choose to deal with that feeling. A lot of people think that a mindfulness practice or somebody who follows Buddhist practices and stuff like that, that their goals are to kind of rid themselves of feelings of anger. A lot of times they come across as really blissed out or happy or loving, and that's definitely a byproduct that can happen a lot of times in a practice, but it's not really the goal. And in fact, it's almost kind of the opposite. I have a really good teacher who says that the goal of a mindfulness practice is not to control your feelings, but it's to become aware of them so that they don't control us. And so that involves allowing yourself the wide range of all feelings, and that includes anger. When people aren't allowed to, or when they are discouraged of feeling or expressing their anger, can create a lot of problems. I mean, that expression needs to be mindful and mindful of the potential suffering that expression can incur. But to not express anger and to internalize it can result in a lot of problems. And so right now we're seeing a lot of people expressing their anger, who either might not have felt comfortable doing it or were not almost even afraid to do it. And it's an incredible moment and a time of healing. And even though that could be scary for some people, I think looking at anger this way, it can be very useful. There's a book, one of my favorite books is called The Artist's Way. It's by Julia Cameron. and she talks a lot about the creative process, and she has a great quote that says, "Anger is a map," and I find that a very useful metaphor, and that it's kind of like a road that gets you from one place to another, and I think, as a lot of psychologists will probably say, a lot of anger sort of comes out of fear. We get angry because we are either hurt by somebody or we're afraid of something, and we don't feel like we have an agency to do anything about it, and so that gets us angry. And if that's where we stay, that can be very destructive, like to ourselves and others. But if we look at it as like a map, like a road towards something, and we allow ourselves to feel that and express it in a way that doesn't create more suffering, I think it's a really useful tool. So, I was also just thinking about how anger can be very much seen as the way we could look at the virus, the coronavirus, as something, if we internalize symptoms that we might have from the virus and we deny that we have them, we can very easily pass along that virus to other people, and even people that we love, in the same way that if we internalize anger and it doesn't get expressed, and we don't explore the source, if we don't do the proper contact tracing to where this anger came from, who triggered it, and then who triggered it in them, in the same way we would trace a virus, then we have the potential of being a carrier of that virus and then spreading it on to people that we love, and in the same way we would if we were to deny our own anger. So this song I'm going to play is called 1000 Ice Creams. It's about internalizing anger. For me, I grew up in an environment that had a lot of anger, and I was lucky enough to find ways to express it in a healthy way through music and writing, but there were a lot of other ways that I was not able to do it in a healthy way, and one of those ways had to do with my diet and my food. And I discovered a lot later in life how much I would get angry or upset about things, and I would binge on food that was not good for me, that I was self-soothing myself with, that in the long run just made myself more uncomfortable and less healthy, and less able to actually deal with more anger in the future in a healthy way. So this is a song called 1000 Ice Creams. Your cigarette ice cube blew up in my head. The kids are all tied up and ready for bed. I never once thought I'd be better off dead. So why are you running away from me? I signed all the papers and filled all the blanks. I cut out the bad parts with Toby Goodshanks. I breathe in the air that you told me to save. I'm smelling the flowers I grew off your grave. So 1000 ice creams for 1000 dreams. Respectable, despicable, episcopal pure. I dried out those pipe dreams and kept them secure. So why are you running away from me? I outsourced the hate, a taste I never knew. Let's visit your parents' new place at the zoo. I won't take no shit and I'll tell you no lie. He touches my stuff and then he fucking die. coal trains, fuel reactions and fire away at a happy day. Diphthongs, a tongue depressor's the only tool to remain a fool. Backyard apartments fill up with my trash, while 50 long years float away on my lash. I'm playing my music with people I love, so why are you running away from me? With high kicks and bootlicks and forklifts and corn flicks and vice grips and tube lips, mic clips and bullwhips and wheelings and dealings and feelings and ceilings and 1,000 ice creams for 1,000 dreams. I love you, and until we meet again.